Long ago, when the skies were alive with whispers of magic, there was a kingdom hidden deep within the silver glow of the moon. Its ruler was no ordinary monarch. She was Selena, the Moonlight Queen, a fairy of immense beauty and power. Her silver hair shone like streams of starlight. Her wings glittered with soft hues of twilight, and her eyes carried the light of 1,000 moons. She was entrusted with the moon's heart, a sacred crystal that held balance over both the human and fairy realms. Without it, the world would fall into darkness. But far away in the human lands, a greedy king had grown restless. His kingdom was falling into ruin, and his heart was full of envy and desire. When he heard of the moon's heart, he sent soldiers and sorcerers to steal it, believing that with such power he could rule all kingdoms and live forever. Yet no spell or sword could pierce the protective barrier around the fairy realm. His rage grew until he made a fateful decision. He would send his only son, Prince Adrian, into the moonlit woods to deceive the queen and seize the crystal. Unlike his father, however, Adrian's soul was not stained with greed. He was noble, kind, and brave, carrying a heart that longed not for power but for truth. When he entered the enchanted forest where moonlight dripped like silver rain, he did not carry weapons but wonder. And when Selena appeared before him, cloaked in shimmering light, he fell to his knees, not out of fear, but reverence. "Why do you trespass into my realm, mortal?" Selena's voice was both stern and soft, echoing like a song across the stars. Adrian raised his eyes to her glow. "Not for power nor glory. My father sent me here for selfish gain. But I came because I wished to see if the tales of the Moonlight Queen were true." Selena's heart, so long encased in duty and loneliness, stirred at his words. For centuries, she had guarded the crystal alone, watching kingdoms rise and fall from afar. None had spoken to her with such honesty, nor looked at her with such purity. Still, she could not trust him yet. "You are a son of greed," she warned. "Do you not desire my magic for yourself?" Adrian shook his head. "What use is power if it cannot bring peace to the heart? I seek no crown of eternity. I only wish to know you." The queen, intrigued, decided to test him. For 3 nights she led him through the moonlit realm, showing him wonders that no mortal had ever seen: rivers of silver light, gardens of glowing lilies, and birds woven from constellations. Each time she expected him to falter, to reveal hidden ambition. Yet each time, Adrian looked only at her, as if her light was the only treasure he desired. On the 4th night, as they stood upon a hill bathed in starlight, Selena asked, "If I gave you the moon's heart, would you take it back to your father?" Adrian lowered his gaze, sorrow heavy in his eyes. "If I took it, the world would fall. My father's greed would consume everything. No, if I must return empty-handed and face his wrath, then so be it. I would rather lose my crown than see your light destroyed." In that moment, the Moonlight Queen felt her immortal heart tremble. For the first time in centuries, she felt warmth, as if the cold glow of the moon had turned into sunlight within her. She reached for his hand, her silver fingers glowing against his skin. "Then you are unlike any man I have ever known," she whispered. "And though our worlds are divided, I cannot deny what my heart now feels." But their love was not destined to bloom without trial. The human king, furious at his son's failure, stormed into the enchanted realm with an army and dark sorcery. A great battle raged beneath the moonlight soldiers, clashing with fairy guardians, shadows clashing with light. At the center of it all, Selena unleashed her full power, wrapping herself in the brilliance of the moon. Yet even her magic faltered when the king struck directly at the moon's heart. Adrian, seeing the danger, threw himself before the crystal, shielding it with his body. The blow of dark magic struck him, and he fell to the ground, his breath fading. "No!" Selena cried, rushing to his side. For the first time, the immortal queen felt the weight of despair. She knelt beside him, cradling him in her arms as tears of silver ran down her face. "You cannot leave me now, not when I have just found you." With her grief, Selena called upon the deepest power of the moon, of forbidden magic that could bind her immortality to his fragile human life. Her wings dimmed, her crown faded, but Adrian's breath returned, his heart beating once more. The king's sorcery was broken, his army scattered by the brilliance of moonlight. Defeated, he vanished into the shadows of his own greed. And when silence returned, The Moonlight Queen and the human prince rose together, bound by love that defied both realms. Selena no longer shone with the cold, distant light of the moon. She now glowed with the warmth of love, walking not as an untouchable queen, but as a woman beside her beloved. Adrian took her hand, and together they vowed to protect the moon's heart, not with fear or power, but with the bond of their souls. And so, under the eternal silver glow, the legend was born, of the Moonlight Queen who gave up eternity for love, and the prince whose heart was purer than the moon itself.